Welcome! This is Dee Osburn and I am an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. Today we are going to make a haunted house. I am super excited about this card. I love the way it turned out. I used several different stamp sets. I mixed and matched, and I will show you exactly what I did. So if you like this video as you go along, please like, share, and subscribe. Give me a thumbs up and leave me a comment. I will comment back to everyone who comments to me. I absolutely love getting comments. So let's dive into this, and I'll show you what I did. I used lots of different things, so everything that you need will be listed in the description below. So no worries about that. So let's get started. I'm going to push this up off to the side so we can still see it, and then I'll show you what we need. All right, we're going to start with a piece of basic black. Cut it 8.5 by 5.5, scored at 4 1/4. We're going to get a piece of basic white, cut at 5 1/4 by 4, and we're going to glue that to the inside. Okay. And we're going to orient our card this way. So we're going to get our bone folder and we're going to give it a nice crisp fold so it's not popping open on us while we're trying to make this card. I like it to lie nice and flat. All right, there we go. All right, so we're going to put this to the side and we're going to pull in a piece of Night of Navy cardstock, cut at 5 1/4 by 4, and we're going to get a sponge, and I like to put my sponges on a binder clip so that I don't get ink on my fingers. And I'm going to bring in some Night of Navy ink, my Stampin' pad, and I'm going to ink up my my sponge, and I'm going to just darken this cardstock just a little bit so it looks like it's got a little nighttime sky. So we're just gonna swish it around in a circular motion until it looks like it's got a little bit of a night sky. And we'll put that to the side. I have a very old Night of Navy stamp pad. Okay, we'll put that away, and then I'm going to get out some white ink, and I'm going to just put it on a piece of cardstock. I'm just going to put it on a little bit of cardstock, just a little blob of it. Doesn't have to be much. And I'm going to get an aqua painter. I'm going to move this out of the way. Everything that I don't want to get splattered, I'm going to move out of the way because I'm going to do a little splattering. So, oops, put my finger right in that. So I'm going to get my aqua painter, and it's got a little bit of water in it. And I'm going to put a little water on there on my ink. And I'm going to use the cap, and I'm just going to flick it. Okay, I'm putting stars in the sky. Putting stars in the sky. Okay, like a galaxy of stars. There we go. Isn't that awesome? Love it. Okay. All right. Then I'm going to wash my hands because I got some ink on there. If you keep a little baby wipe or something close by, you can always make sure that you have nice clean hands. Alright, so I'm going to put this to the side, and I'm all done with this, so I can put this to the side as well. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to stamp my moon, and I got the moon from the Scary Cute stamp set. Got the moon right there. Isn't that a cute stamp set? Just love it. But I'm going to use this moon. We're also going to use the bats from this set. We're going to use those two stamps from the Scary Cute stamp set. And we're also going to use from the matching dies. Those dies are called Scary Silhouettes. We're going to use the Sentiment. Let me find that. The Sentiment die when we get ready to do our Sentiment. Okay. All right. Now, let me get my moon. Now, what I did was, I actually was not done with that white ink. Okay, so I'm going to pull it back out, and I'm going to tap, tap, tap in there, right? And I want my moon to go this way. I'll take my, doesn't matter that I have bats on there because I'm going to use that later. And I'm just going to kind of practice right there. Looks good. All right, I'm going to use this ink that I splattered on there, and I'm going to stamp my moon in the sky. Yes, I love it. All right. Okay, I'm going to clean that off because that white ink is kind of sticky. You know, it's kind of a craft ink. So I want to clean that off, and then we can move on. All right, so now we are going to get rid of this. We're going to start building our card. So what I did was I used from the Gingerbread House dies. I used a lot of dies from here. So I used the hills, okay, and I used the gingerbread house and the windows. And the windows I made, with the windows I made the tombstones, okay. So I've got two windows and a door, so I used all of those. And I also used the fence from that die set. Now, there is an option. You can cut out a roof. Let's pull in our card again. And I did this one without a roof. I just thought it looked more like a haunted house. But I took it, and with this, it looked too gingerbready and cutesy, so I cut that part off. And so if you want a roof on your house, you could do that. Okay, but I didn't. I just took it and I brushed it with black. So I'll show you how I did that. All right, so I've already cut all this stuff for you, so I'm going to show you what I did. So I cut a couple of the hills, okay, and we're going to put one of them on there, and the other one we're going to use to build other hills. So we'll do the one, that'll be our basic hill, right? And we're going to glue that on in just a minute. But before we glue that on, actually we can go ahead and glue that one on. Let's go ahead and glue that one on. I'm going to put glue all over this one because nothing goes behind this hill. So I can glue that all up. And it's not going to make it all the way to the edge. That's okay, because we are going to have another hill on that side. So it's okay. All right. So there's our hills. And then for this hill, I'm just going to cut this hill a little bit. I'm going to cut it way down. In fact, I have another one that I cut that's already kind of cut down, and I think I'll probably use that one. So, because I want the hill to be kind of like that. So here's my original. Okay, so I put a hill there, and then I put another hill there, which is going to be this one. Okay, I'm going to cut it shorter, and then hopefully I'll have a little piece left somewhere. If not, I'll cut another one for that hill. So let's go ahead and glue this one down too, because this is going to be one of the back hills as well. And I'm going to trim this one just a touch. I want it to be more like that. Yeah. All right. And so we're going to glue this down, and I'll trim it off of the side once I get it on there. Okay. All right, so then I'm just going to pick it up, and I'll I'll trim the back of it. And I'm going to save this because I might need it for another hill. All right, so now we're going to pull in our house. This is our house die, and we're going to pull in our fence. I love this fence. This is the most amazing fence. This is the die for it. Isn't it beautiful? I love it. I love it. So the fence is going to go on there, but before we can attach the fence to the house, we have to do a few things to the house. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to cut off the chimney. And we're going to use the chimney for a tombstone. Now, I used a different color cardstock because this is, I want a, different color cardstock than the hill, okay? And then I have this color cardstock as well, okay? So I went ahead and cut another little house because I wanted all my tombstones to match. So I'm not going to use this one, but you could. If you wanted to, you could use that one. But I cut another house out of, this is Sahara sand, and this is basic gray, and this is smoky slate. Okay, so those are the three that I used. But these two, or this color, the Sahara sand, is for the tombstones. And I cut a door and 2 windows to make those, and then I cut off the chimney. Now again, if you want to use the one that you actually cut off, it's going to be a different color, but that's okay. Or you could go ahead and cut the top part of see, I just cut the top part, and then that's how I got that. All right, so now we have to stamp. We have to stamp the door, and we have to stamp the windows. Okay, so it's a little tricky. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to stamp the door. And I'm going to stamp it upside down because this door is from the gingerbread, let's see, what's it called? The Sweet Gingerbread stamp set. And it's got a heart on it, and I don't want a heart on my Halloween door. So I'm going to turn it upside down, and I'm only going to ink it on this bottom part. Okay, I'm not going to ink up the top part of it. So I'm just going to turn it upside down, and the edge of my memento pad is perfect for that. And remember, it's a haunted house, so it really doesn't have to be perfect. Okay, so I'm just going to ink that up. I just put the edge down onto the stamp pad, and I just roll it on there. Okay, and then I'm going to put it down here at the bottom, and I'm going to stamp it on. Okay, and there's my door. Okay, I'm going to clean that and put that to the side because I won't need that anymore. Okay, and then I'm going to take the windows, and I'm going to go ahead and ink those up, and I'm going to stamp the windows. Okay. Now for the top window, I'm going to clean this stamp. Make sure it's nice and clean. And then I'm just gonna, there's 2, 4, 6 frames in the window. 2, 4, 6, right? I'm just going to ink up the top 4 this time. Just on that one. Just the top 4. Okay? And I'm going to stamp that right there. Okay? And now I have my haunted house with windows and doors. And now the last thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take a dauber, and I already have black ink on it, and I'm going to brush the top so that it looks like I have a roof, but it's kind of a haunted housey kind of a roof, right? Okay, so there's the house. There's the house. And you don't have to stamp it perfectly. On this one, they're all crooked, right? This one, they're a little more straight. I don't know why. It's just, I guess, a little more on target with this one. But they don't have to be, for sure, okay? Now, I wanted my fence to be a little bit crooked. So I actually put the house on there straight, and then I put the house crooked into the onto the card. So I'm going to cut the fence, okay, and then I'm going to put some glue on it where it's going to be behind the house, and I'm going to glue the fence to the house. Okay, glue the fence to the house. And it's okay if it sticks off, because I can turn it over and cut that off. Okay, so I'm going to have that, and then I'm going to do the same thing to the other side, and I'm going to put some glue right here on this side, and I'm going to glue it to the back of the house on this side, making it kind of slanted down, because I'm going to slant it up like that, right? So I want it to be kind of slanted. So it's gonna look something like that, right? I'm not going to glue it down yet, because I want to kind of try out my hill. So I have my other hill right here, and I want it to come in front of the, I want the hill to come in front and behind at the same time, right? So I'm going to kind of put it down. Let's make sure this doesn't stick. Okay. I want to put it down here, I think. So let's move our house off and put some glue on the back of this house, and we're going to put it about right here across, because we're going to trim it. Okay, and we're going to come down like this, because your corner has to be there, right? Then I can turn it over and trim it off. But before I do that, before it completely dries, I want to put my house in here. Okay, and I want the edges of the house, but not the fence. I want the edges of the house to go under, but I want the house on top. So I may have to adjust my fence a little bit, put the house under the edge there, okay, and then my fence can come. And it's okay if you bend it a little bit. It's a haunted house, right? So there we go. Ooh, I like that. Okay, yes, very nice. Okay, so now I'm going to turn this over, and I'm going to trim this off the back. A little glue on there, cutting through the glue. It's okay. Okay, all right. Very good. Okay, so now I can glue my fence down. I'm going to put a little glue on here right there. And I'm going to glue the fence down. Okay. Okay, and I'm going to put a little glue on the back of the fence on this side. And I'm going to glue my fence down. Okay. Then I'm going to pick it up and trim it. And trim it on this side. Okay. So then I took the Apple Blossoms die from the Perfect Pairings, and it's supposed to be a branch for a tree that like sticks out, and you put the blossoms on there, but I thought it's a tree. So put some glue on here, put some glue on the back, and we're going to slide it up under the fence and the hill right here. Slide it up under and under the hill and press it down. We'll wipe off any glue that oozes out. Okay. There we go. Now we're ready to make our graveyard. So I'm going to bring back my sponge dauber and I'm going to brush the edges of these windows that are now my tombstones. Okay. And one more. Okay. And then the other thing that I did was I took a Sharpie, a fine point Sharpie, and I wrote on these. So let's do that. And I mean, I didn't actually write on them. I just pretended to write on them. You know, like I just scribbled, get my Sharpie going. I just kind of scribbled on them, okay, as though there were writing on the tombstone, right? You know, a name or something, pretending, right? Okay, now I don't want them to just be hanging out. I want them to be kind of tucked underneath a hill. And I might be out of hills, so I may have to cut another hill. It looks like I'm going to have to cut another. Oh, wait, no. Maybe I have a hill. So I can use the other side. See, I can use the other side. Make a little hill right there. So I'm going to, let's see, I'm going to need a hill like right here. Actually, I'm going to put this one on this side. And so like that. Maybe we'll do it like this. Okay. And then these are going to go like this. Actually, I could push this one down here. Okay, and this one can go right there. And then I'll put a little hill to kind of cover the edge of that. And then I'll put a little hill to cover that. Perfect. Okay. So we're just going to cut, and we're going to cut. Very nice. Let's cut this in half. Because we can trim it, you know, on the other side. So I just want a tiny little hill. So I'm going to come up, make it like that. Okay. I'm going to put a little dot of glue on the back of this tombstone. Get my tweezers. And I'm going to put this tombstone right here. Okay. And I do want to make sure that I have some glue on this one, that he's not just, you know, kind of hanging out in the air. I gotta make sure he's gonna stick, right? So we're gonna put him down here. Okay. This tombstone doesn't seem to really have enough glue on him. Let's put some more. Okay. And now I can put some glue along the top edge of this one because I just need enough hill to cover up bottoms of those. Okay, I'm going to get that a minute to dry while I put glue on the other side of these guys. Okay. Well, I'm right-handed, so I need to have this on this side. I want to slide that one kind of up under there. Okay. And then this let's see, what do I want? How do I want that? I think I'll have it like that, so that means I'll trim that down to a point. All right, we'll put a little glue on the top of that. And I want it at an angle because I want the tip of it to be right there. Perfect. See how I have the corners down on the edges of the paper? Let that dry for just a second. And then I can trim these. So let's go ahead and trim this one. Make sure it's in the right spot. Okay. All right, and then we're going to trim this one. Okay, see, now I have all my my hills, and they're covering the edges of my tombstone. Okay, now the other thing you can do, I didn't do it on this card. I didn't do it on this card, but you could take this little extra piece of fence that you have and trim it down and make like another little fence if you wanted to, over here, or maybe, you know, right there. You know, you could do that. Now, the other thing we're going to do is we're going to get our bats. And I got the bats. The bats are in the Scary Cute stamp set. And I'm going to get my memento, and I'm going to ink up my bats. And I'm going to stamp some right there. And I think I'll stamp some right there. And maybe some up there. Yeah, maybe one more. Maybe one more down here. Okay, so I've got lots of bats now. Bats all around the haunted house. Bats in the belfry. Now, I've stamped from the Best Witches stamp set. I've stamped If You've Got It, Haunt It. And I stamped that, and I cut it out with the die from the Scary Silhouettes dies. And we're going to put a couple of dimensionals on the back of this. And we're going to attach it to our card right up here. If you've got it, haunt it. Make sure it's straight before we press it down good. All right. So cute. Then we're going to bring back in our card base, our black card base. We're going to turn the card front over, put some glue on the back of it. And put it on the front of our card. And now we have this great haunted house Halloween card. Isn't that great? I just love the way this turned out. I'm really pleased with it. I hope that you like it too. Have fun with it. Think of some other things you could put. If you have a little small cat die, you could put that in there, or whatever. It's a haunted house, so have fun with it. I hope that you have enjoyed watching this video. I hope that it inspired you to make a haunted house card, and I do hope that you will come back and see me. So have a great rest of your day.